I never thought I'd be one of those women. The kind that lets a good man slip away, that convinces herself the grass is greener, only to find out the better option was just a mirage. But here I am, writing this with a bottle of wine half gone and my phone screen taunting me with photos I shouldn't still be looking at. It started gradually. My husband, Evan, was the safe choice. Dependable. Kind. The type of guy who always put gas in my car, remembered to fix the kitchen sink without me reminding him, and left sticky notes on the mirror saying things like, "You're beautiful even when you snore." But somewhere along the line, that spark dimmed for me. I don't even know exactly when. Maybe it was the fifth night in a row he came home exhausted, collapsing into the recliner with a groan, remote in hand, and a belly that was starting to stretch his t-shirts tighter than before. He never stopped being sweet, but he just got comfortable. Too comfortable. And I started to notice other men again. I didn't cheat. Not technically. But emotionally? Yeah. I crossed that line a long time before I actually walked out the door. His name was Liam. He was 10 years younger than me. Fit, confident, with that reckless energy I hadn't felt in years. He made me feel desirable again, like I was still in my prime. When he flirted with me at the cafe I blushed like a teenager. When he started showing up more often, sitting a little closer, texting me after hours, I let it happen. And then I let it go further. The night I told Evan I was leaving was the hardest moment of my life. He didn't scream. He didn't beg. He just looked at me. Really looked at me. For the first time in months. His eyes were red, jaw clenched, and he asked me one question. "Is there someone else?" I paused. That pause was enough. He nodded. Said, "Okay," with this heartbreaking calmness. Then he stood up, walked into the bedroom, and shut the door. I thought that would be the worst of it. It wasn't. For the first few weeks, being with Liam was exhilarating. He was spontaneous, always dragging me on hikes, taking me to concerts, pulling me into kiss me now moments in parking lots and bars. I felt alive in a way I hadn't in years. But then the shine started to wear off. He didn't want to talk about anything serious. When I mentioned possibly moving in together down the line, he laughed and said, "I'm not ready to play house yet." I brushed it off. Then came the parties, the other women, the way his phone would buzz late at night and he'd smirk when he picked it up, turning his screen away. I tried to ignore it. I told myself I was just being insecure, that I was older and he probably just had female friends. Then one night, after a fight about nothing, honestly, I don't even remember what it was about, he just looked at me and said, "This isn't working." Just like that. 3 words and I was discarded. I sat in my car outside his apartment for an hour that night, trying to convince myself to go back and make him talk to me. But I didn't, because deep down I knew. He was done. And I'd thrown away a man who never would have been. A couple of months passed. I moved into a smaller place, started therapy, cried a lot, got really good at pretending everything was fine whenever friends checked in. Then one of them sent me a picture. It was Evan. He was standing at some charity 5K, smiling next to a group of runners. His shirt clung to a chest that looked way more defined than I remembered. His face looked leaner, healthier, confident. He looked good. I scrolled through his public Facebook, something I hadn't done since I left. Post after post showed a man rebuilding himself. Gym check-ins, hiking trips, a photo with his arms around a rescue dog. He was glowing in a way I had never seen before. The comments were full of admiration. Friends telling him he looked incredible. Coworkers saying he was an inspiration. One woman even commented, "Looking good, Evan." I stared at that emoji longer than I'd care to admit. It gutted me. Eventually, we ran into each other. I was grocery shopping, hair a mess, wearing an oversized hoodie that still smelled like Liam's cologne. He was at the checkout, chatting with the cashier, laughing at something she said. When he turned and saw me, his face didn't fall. He didn't flinch. He just smiled politely. A little guarded, sure, but warm. I stammered a hello. He nodded. Hey, Ava, you look… Well, I didn't know what to say. Because I didn't look well. I looked exhausted and emotionally bankrupt. Meanwhile, he looked like he stepped out of a motivational ad. I asked how he was doing. He gave a short update. Work was good. He was training for a triathlon now. Adopted another dog. Oh, and he started dating someone. Her name was Megan. She was cool, smart, into the outdoors. I smiled. I faked it. He didn't even bring up what I did. He didn't need to. The fact that he could stand there, so poised and at peace while I struggled not to cry in a cereal aisle, said everything. I left before he did, blinking hard as I pushed my cart away. The nights are the worst. I lie awake wondering how I let it all slip through my fingers. Evan used to kiss me every morning, even when my breath was awful. He'd hold my hand during road trips and pull over if he saw something he thought I'd like. An antique store, a little cafe, a scenic overlook. He made me soup when I was sick, danced with me in the kitchen, bought me sunflowers because he remembered I liked them more than roses. But I stopped seeing those things. I saw the love handles, the thinning hair, the predictable routines. I mistook stability for stagnation. And now I'd give anything for one more slow morning with him, one more night curled up on the couch while he rubbed my feet and asked me about my day. I tried reaching out once. I sent a message saying I was sorry, that I didn't expect anything, I just needed to say it. He replied, "Thank you, Ava. I forgave you a while ago. I hope you find what you're looking for." That was it. I cried for hours after that. Not because he was cruel, but because he was kind. Because he had every reason to hate me, to ignore me, to lash out. And he chose grace instead. He really had moved on. I haven't. I don't know if I ever fully will. Not because I think I'll never meet someone else, but because I lost something pure, something rare. A man who genuinely loved me for who I was, even as I stopped loving him back. And now that I've grown enough to see it, he's already gone. The irony is brutal. I left because I felt like he'd given up on himself. But the truth is, he was just resting, healing, comfortable. And the moment I walked away, he found the strength to transform. Not to win me back, but for himself. He became the best version of himself without me. And I became a cautionary tale. So here I am, single, 34, haunted by what-ifs, watching from the outside as the man I used to call mine builds a beautiful life with someone else. Sometimes I daydream about knocking on his door, begging for a second chance, promising I've changed. But I won't. Because he deserves better than the woman who broke him to chase something hollow. He deserves someone who sees him, really sees him, even when the spark flickers. Someone who won't throw it all away for a fleeting rush of dopamine. He deserved me at my best, but I gave him my worst. And now I just live with it.